Jamir, appreciate the time as always. Luke Martin, Mike True, Coach Pat Poor here high atop Saluki Stadium. Jamir, we saw it, the start of the second half. Obviously, I know did not go the way you guys wanted to defensively.
No,
And Coach James really got into you guys, and then you responded. You were able to get whatever it was, three straight stops. What do you feel, Jamir, from – and I think this question comes from a good spot. What do you believe, Jamir, is just right now preventing you guys from seeing that from the start and being able to be that defense that consistently to make those type of plays, which we all see at practice and we know you guys have the capability of doing?
Yes, sir. It's just being very consistent, like with everything we do, whether it's our routines in the morning, like Coach Terry always says, our routines in the morning, or even just practice. Like, we shouldn't have to have Coach James get on us for us to get moving. Like, everybody should already have that edge about them. We have to know that we are really those guys, regardless. With us playing, like, our back end is ridiculous. Like, we have the guys everywhere to do amazing things, and we have to walk with that. We have to talk like that, and we have to really believe it. And when we go out there, we got to keep communicating. The best defense is communicate everything. Everything that they see, they communicate. Whether it's a receiver being off the ball, whether the back flips one way or the other, we have to communicate everything, even within the play. Like, if my receiver goes inside, I'm yelling in if I'm in zone or anything. I got to communicate everything. That's the only way a defense can be great and be consistent.
Jamir, I asked Coach Hill this question. I'm going to ask you as well. After what you guys went through a week ago in South Dakota, this was a pretty big week of practice. It seemed like there was a lot more talk about communication, about cutting off it's not my fault, it's your fault, let's all come together as one. And it seemed like a really good week of practice. And then tonight happens again. Did you feel that way, that this was a week of practice where you guys thought that this was going to be the game that you put it together?
Yes, sir. Like on Tuesdays we go hard. So we out there. At first we were a little lackadaisical, and Coach James got on us. Then people have been telling me that I got to lead. So that's what I did. I tried to lead. I did the only way I know how, getting on people. And it worked, It worked. I seen responses from everyone, whether they liked it or not. And we just got to keep that, Like, we just got to keep pushing. That's really what it is. Like, we get into a game like this, or like last week. Last week was a really tough opponent, and you have to know that. You have to respect your opponent at all times. But realistically, I feel like we should have came out on top in that game and this one. Like, we won in almost every category in this game. We just didn't come out on top. We got to find a way to get over that hump, get over that edge to get us rolling. Because once we get rolling, I really feel like there's no stopping us.
Jamir, you just talked about thrusting yourself into a leadership role, and you've actually, I think, improved each week, your coverage and those type of things. But
yes, sir.
How do you look at taking care of yourself and doing your job very well,
yes, sir,
and then recognizing those situations and getting that communicated as the leader? That's not an easy deal, but
No.
just the effect that you can have being that guy.
Well, like Coach Hill says, you always got to look at yourself first, no matter what. You got to see if you're doing the right thing before you get on anyone else, When you have a problem, you always look at yourself first, see if you're doing the right thing. And if you truly in your whole heart feel you're doing the right thing, then you can encourage other people, It's not about bringing them down. Like, a good leader doesn't just bring people down, And that's what, like, even my old head coach from high school, Coach Mo, told her, like, a good leader doesn't just bring people down. He lifts them up, too. So you have to be able to lift people up and just keep pushing, man. That's really all this game boils down to. Who's going to keep pushing? Who's going to be standing in the end in these hard-fought wins, because we play in a league where everyone's good. Like, everyone has good players. Everyone has a player, maybe multiple players that can go to the NFL, and you got to be able to compete. Like, no, that can't be your excuse that they're about to go to the NFL, that can't be your excuse. There's no excuse for that because you got to want that too. You got to show everybody that you can compete at this level. And like you said about getting better every week, I just have to. In my head, I feel like every week I got to work. You know,
Every snap.
obviously, yes sir. I got to work every snap. I got to work in my off time. Like people, we're in this season. Take care of your body, which I do. I do a lot. But like at corner, we play such a tough position that you have to find a different way to get better every week. And like I'm not where I want to be at all yet. Like I really want to get to the NFL. So if I want to get there, I know I have to work every week because the guys I'm going to have to guard there are better than the guys that I'm guarding right now. Like I'm going to have to guard Tyreek Hill. I'm going to have to guard CeeDee Lamb, guys like this. And if I want to be explosive in the league, I got to keep getting better every day. And that's where my mindset has to be.
Jamir, before we let you go, just to wrap things up for you, I mean, as you said, man, within this league, you guys got a lot of football left, and there's a lot of opportunities for you guys to showcase what type of team you can be. But in terms of the leadership role, I think everybody knows when you get to this position too, it can easily snowball the other way. How do you and these leaders within this locker room make sure that if it does snowball, it snowballs in a positive direction, it does not go in a negative?
Well, I feel like it starts with, obviously, like I said, looking at ourselves first. See if you're really a leader. You can't just be a leader based on what you've done. What you've done is what you're doing right now, you know. Like we have even guys that are hurt right now, like Aiden, like Quinn. He's such a great guy, man. Like he's such a great leader. Everyone looks up to him, even though he's not playing. We all look up to him. Schwindelman, Ryan Schwindelman, DJ, all these guys that are hurt right now, but are great leaders. Everyone has to be able to listen. That's really what it is. Even if a guy tries to lead me, like leaders can lead and also be led. That's what, like I said, Coach Mo told us in high school. So I take everything that man says, literally everything that man says, and I apply it to my life. So I just have to be open to be led, and everyone can't take anything to heart. You know, we have to make sure it's constructive criticism when we're critiquing anyone else's game, and that's what it has to be. You can't get in your feelings in this game. There's no feelings in football, man. You just gotta, like, I don't want to say man up, but that's really what it is. You gotta man up, be able to put your head in a place where, be like, yeah, he's right, and get better. Like, get better. If you're not making the plays and somebody says something to you, you got to be able to come back. You got to come back stronger. That's what this game boils down to, making plays.
Jamir, these are never easy to do, especially after 45-10 losses. We appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great night.
Thanks, Jamir.
You too, Jamir. That's Jamir Conn joining us from head coach Nick Hill's office.
That's a mature young man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jamir's outstanding, and you can definitely see he's a key leader to this whole team. So we'll take it.
And he works.
Oh, absolutely. He works.
We see him when he's not in.
Yeah.
Practicing his back steps, practicing his push, practicing everything.
And he's so respectful, he's still got the headset on. Jamir, you can take that off and go, buddy. We appreciate the time. Thank you, brother. Yes, thank you, Jamir. No doubt about it. Awesome interview. I think, I know, look, I don't even know how many in Saluki Nation are still listening to us to this point. But, man, that shows you there are good character guys within that locker room. They're just as frustrated that it's not clicking right now. But that's the great thing about our opportunities here for the rest of the year. So we'll take a timeout. We still got Paxton Guy doing a final scoreboard and more. We appreciate Sally Weber, our engineer in charge, in Coach Hill's office as always. We'll take a timeout. This is Saluki Football from Learfield.